Of course, the standard Mace Windu comes before the Episode 3 version. Really, I don't like the parentheses after a name in LEGO games. I know it's necessary so you can distinguish what version of a character it is, but it's still very distracting. That's pretty much the reason why Mace Windu without parentheses comes before the Episode 3 version. I know it's petty, but there's really no other way to rank the Mace Windus other than design. But ranking character by design has been done a bunch of times already in this list, so you know. Anyway, I remember Mace Windu from Battlefront 2. He was like the first Jedi you got to play as. I've never felt so much power in a game. Like, I'm literally jumping 50 feet in the air and landing on top of the battle droid. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, at this point I'm just ranking Jedi by how cool they look. Next is Kit Fisto. From my understanding, a lot of people like Kit Fisto. I mean, there's a page on Facebook dedicated to Kit Fisto memes, so I think he's liked to an extent. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't got a Kit Fisto minifigure in a long time. I mean, come on, LEGO, it's time to reintroduce him. Like, you could have put him in the Turbo Tank LEGO set that just came out alongside Luminara instead of, what's his name, Quinlan Voss or something. I don't know. That's just or you could keep Quinlan Voss in there and then just add in Kit Fisto. There's only like, I don't even know. There's only like 6 minifigures in that $110 set, and 2 of them are battle droids. I mean, come on, you could have added in another Jedi and another clone just to even it out, you know. I remember playing as Kit Fisto in the Clone Wars game. I forgot what it was. I'm pretty sure it was Republic Heroes, but it, like, my neighbor and I always played it on Xbox 360, and it was very fun. But apparently people on Steam don't agree with me. Also, one more thing. Why does Kit Fisto in this game look like Whoopi Goldberg? Like, God. Like I said, I'm ranking by how cool these Jedi are. This time it's Ki-Adi-Mundi. There's only been one official version of Ki-Adi-Mundi in physical LEGO, and it was the Clone Wars style minifigures. They're so gross. They are actually so gross. Like, look at those eyes. Jesus. I can't believe this guy goes for $20 online if you want to get him now. Like, that. You'd think he'd be worth more, seeing that there's only one version of him and it's discontinued. It's from a discontinued set. So, also, while browsing, I found that you can buy both Ki-Adi-Mundi and Rada the Hutt for only $25 on eBay. Here's a little personal anecdote for you. When I went to Grand Rapids Comic Con a few months back, a booth was trying to sell Rada the Hutt for $25. He was like, a lot of people wanted him. Who the hell would buy a Lego booger with eyes for 25 bucks? It's disgusting. I might as well buy it on eBay because at least Ki-Adi-Mundi is included. Anyway, Ki-Adi-Mundi is the second Jedi he plays in Battlefront 2. I believe it was like the Battle of Megiddo. Fun fact, the Battle of Megiddo was the longest battle in the Clone Wars, lasting for over 2 years. Also, it was the battle Ki-Adi-Mundi died in. Ironically, he was killed by clones after Order 66 took place. Shaak Ti isn't really that important of a character at all. She has like this motherly vibe about her, though. I can't explain it, but she does. Fun fact, in a deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith, General Grievous kills Shaak Ti in front of Anakin and Obi-Wan. You can probably find it either on YouTube or Dailymotion. But who cares about Dailymotion? Am I right, ladies? But the scene was cut, so she technically didn't die in canon. But she did die again in The Force Unleashed.
You could be so much more.
You will never convince me to betray my master.
Poor boy. The Sith always betray one another. But I'm sure you'll learn that soon enough.
But guess what? The Force Unleashed isn't canon anymore either, so she's still alive since they didn't show her death in Revenge of the Sith, since her scene was cut out. So she's still alive, we can assume. But they might as well kill her in official canon just to get over with. I mean, they obviously want her dead if they already killed her twice, right? By the way, Shakti looks terrible in The Force Unleashed. I'm just saying that now.
I look forward to adding your lightsabers to my collection.
No.
This is not a good time to argue, Master.
Might I recommend?
Far too many of them for that.
Oh, yes, all right.
Plo Koon is actually my favorite canon Jedi. My favorite Jedi of all time goes to Zane Carrick from the Knights of the Old Republic comic run, but that's not canon, so no. Like I said, if I were to decide like what movie, like one Star Wars movie, and I got to choose what it's about Zane Carrick and his crew on The Last Resort. That's pretty much A- movie material right there. It's a solid. It'd make for a solid Star Wars movie. Now, anyway, back to Plo Koon. Plo Koon strikes me that like he's a cool guy, even though he's kind of a dick in the Clone Wars, I will admit.
Not very subtle.
Well, I was being subtle.
Interesting result.
I don't like his design in the game, however. He kind of looks like a dying elephant on life support. I obviously like the version of Plo Koon from Lego Star Wars 3, but Plo Koon's head in that game seems too like thin or skinny. His ears don't protrude far enough. You can't win with Plo Koon. It's either he looks like a dying elephant or he looks like some kind of like weird little blah thing, you know? The reason why I like Plo Koon is because he was super cool in Clone Wars despite being like a dick. But like, I want to be him. He probably gets all the ladies with that like old man voice of his. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'll just say this now. I won't be including any custom characters in any future series. By the way, I do plan to do every character ranked for more LEGO and maybe even non-LEGO games, but custom characters won't be included. I thought this was a good idea when I constructed this list almost a year ago, but I can't find any custom character icons online. That's why you saw a question mark instead of an icon during the intro to this segment. If anyone wanted to grab icons for me from the game code or however the hell that works, please go ahead. I can't find any, and I mean none of the icons for the characters in later LEGO games on the LEGO Games wiki, which will be a problem if I plan to do more of these. So consider this a cry for help. If you are able to, please put icons of characters from LEGO games on the LEGO wiki or send them to me over Steam on my YouTube page, since that's really the only way to contact me at the moment. Not pictures of the characters, the actual icons that are shown in the character selection screen, and please make them PNGs that have transparent backgrounds. Please. This is my longest segment ever, and I still haven't even gotten to the character at hand. My first custom character is Rey, and I really don't have a clue on what to make into a character, so I made Rey. Makes sense, right? Good. Yeah, she's pretty cool, sure. I spent a majority of the last segment talking about how later LEGO games have no good icons that I can find on the internet, so I'm going to talk about the actual abilities of the custom characters. Custom characters are the definition of overpowered. They have force abilities, duh. They can use grapple points depending on the weapon you give them. But like, that doesn't seem that bad, though, right? They also have bounty hunter bombs. And lightning. To be fair, lightning is just force choke, but cooler looking. In addition to that, they can open any kind of panel. Droid, Imperial, bounty hunter, doesn't matter. I tried to find a Star Wars character that had all of these abilities, but I couldn't find one, so I just settled with Rey and Kylo Ren from The Force Awakens. I'll just say it right here, folks. Yoda isn't really a good character to play as. To be honest, I'd choose any Jedi character over him. So why is he ahead of the other Jedi? Well, because he's the most different. As I said, most Jedi in this game are the same except for a few exceptions. Yoda differs more than any other Jedi. Granted, he's really slow when he's without a lightsaber, but once he takes that lightsaber out, he goes slightly faster. Not much faster, just a little bit. Yoda with his lightsaber out, he looks mad. Like, he is out to get something. Like, it's just the way he walks. He's out to kill. I will say though, when Yoda takes a swing with his lightsaber, it's probably the coolest attack out of any character in this game. He just goes all in. Remember when I vaguely talked about high jumpers such as Jar Jar Binks and Captain Tarpals? Well, now they come back into play. Kind of. Grievous bodyguards makes Jar Jar and Tarpals pretty obsolete. Jar Jar can't attack to begin with, and Tarpals is also a Gungan, so that's an automatic no-no. Grievous bodyguard is not only a high jumper, but he has a cool attack animation. Like, look at it, he goes so fast, it's basically a standard shield. I think I mentioned this with the other high jumpers, but the high jump ability itself doesn't work in levels from episode 4, 5, and 6. I don't know why, it's kind of douchey that they nerf the high jumper's ability. In fact, that makes Jar Jar completely useless, seeing that he can't attack to begin with, but, you know, whatever. Now we get into the Sith. If you haven't ever played this game, which I don't know why you're hesitating if you haven't, but there's a specific game mechanic that pertains to strictly Sith and Sith alone. That is the Dark Force ability. It's basically the standard Force ability, but with the red sparkles. It indicates that only Sith can do it. Sith can do both dark side powers and regular Jedi ability, so I think LEGO is saying that the bad guys are more capable. That isn't really a good message for kids, LEGO, get it together. Anyway, in the background footage you see, I have the dark side extra turned on, so even the Jedi can use Sith abilities, but normally they can't. Anyway, I chose Darth Maul as number 11. His attack animation is cool, and his double lightsaber looks cool too, but he was just a bad villain. I mean, in the EU, at least. Like, Uncle Owen killed him in the EU. I'm not even... Darth Maul, the guy who would not die in the official canon, was killed by Uncle Owen himself. But yeah, as I was saying, Maul won't die. He just won't die. He was in the Clone Wars and now he's in Rebels. We know he's gonna die eventually. It's just a matter of time.